Well, if anyone has ever watched any videos about the anthropology of YouTube, well, this is my shot at it. I'm pretty much mimicking some guy saying, "Oh, welcome to the shop, boys, and today we're going to build or we're going to take apart something," and I think I'm going to do the same thing here. So what do I have in front of me here? It is a Daisy 415 CO2 pistol. I think, well, I'm going to tell you off the bat, I think I regret the purchase because it feels like a piece of crap, and that's probably all you need to hear if you actually care about that. But I'm going to go on, say I'm going to take it apart and look what's inside of it. I have to say I didn't bother showing you the packaging because it's not that important. What we got here, I should say, oh, there's some features on this thing, like a trigger. Most pistols like to have that, and it's pretty stupid of me right now, but yeah, you can see actually there's a lock on it. On and off, you can take that off, put it back on, no air. And yeah, before actually pulling the trigger, I should have checked now, there's no cylinder in there. So, this is actually the cap, nice plastic cap for the CO2 cylinder. I should have showed you how to take it off, but see there's a little clip that goes in and out, and there's some screws. I could take this apart to see, yeah, how it comes together. I guess there's two screws for this thing. Okay, that's, well, one less screw I have to take apart now. All right, that's for not enough light. Oh yeah, you can see there. This is where the CO2 cylinder goes in, and then there's the seals up top there, and then you have this screw mechanism that goes in to secure the cylinder. And just out of curiosity, very useful tool if you're doing geophysics, or even just want to find out what something is. Try to find out if it's steel, and this actually doesn't feel like steel at all. So I have to look into what this material is. Yeah. All right, got like a. Here you got a serial number, some screws, and I guess I'll take it apart now. Okay, actually I'm surprised in the instruction manual, there was no instructions on how to take it apart. Alright, I'm back to the recording. I regret this, but as I was unscrewing this little screw right here, this cap went flying out, so did this spring, and I was like, ah! And I guess had I the vocabulary to use some colorful language, I'm not sure what I would have described. Would I talk about hues or tones or yeah, I'm not sure what I would have said, but I probably would have said something. Anyhow, so yeah, that spring and that cap came off, and I'm just seeing I ignored a screw here to be able to take off this cap. So let's see if I can hold this. All right, I can get that out. I feel pretty stupid last week about some master crap screwdrivers here, and it's like $10 for, I don't know how many said it was, but there's these simple straight shaft screwdrivers cannot be underestimated. They're just the best. And now I'm actually talking about master crap. I didn't even check the hardness of the steel and how good they are, but yeah, for $10 I got a set of, I don't know, 20 screwdrivers. I'm like, okay, this is a really good investment. I mean, I don't know how many times I've like filled up my tank of gas and I had to drive somewhere and then something wasn't available, or I went to go see a show I hated, and yeah, it was a waste of time, and I can think about the fuel I wasted. All right, so here we are inside the pistol. I shouldn't probably make a shadow over top of myself, but as you can see here, okay, the CO2 cylinder would fit in here, and then if I can get the screwdriver so I can use that instead of pointing with my hand. And then you have a chamber up here that you have a chamber up here that fills up with air, and then the trigger can be pulled. And okay, actually, probably missed a step or two. One of which is actually the spring load for the the spring load for the pellets, or for the BBs. I'm hoping I'll find it in time, because it went here in the front. Okay, that must have gone over there. I'm gonna just look for it because I just don't want to go crazy. Okay, I lost my mind, but yeah, there was another spring that went up top here that was being held in place by this part right here. Now, it's not great that everything's black, and my lighting isn't top either. Nevertheless, let's see, that's the hole of the gun. So I didn't get to the point of how this pistol has a horrible loading mechanism up on top where you lose about 1/3 of the See that? Yeah, a little divot up here. You lose about a third of the pellets as they go through. Nevertheless, I haven't really gotten to any of the details about how it loads or how it works. I was actually just looking at this thing here. This is what's pushing out the pistons, and actually has a pivot on the arm. So I'm guessing is that when it goes down, get the right lighting here. I'll have to stop saying that because no one's probably listening anyhow. Goes around the corner and can push that last 1 or 2 pellets into the chamber to be loaded. Alright, so now I'm going to take off the safety. Hopefully I have no springs flying to my face. Alright, actually see that little hammer mechanism here. Here, why did I even say that? This hammer right there is released, so actually when I pull the trigger, it actually allows the whole gun to move forward. The mechanism of the gun is it works alone on its own or without any load. As for taking apart the air chamber, I don't think I'm going to bother with that. But what can I do with this to make it a bit more fun? Actually, I should even take a look at the metals in here, the materials. So, I'm guessing the chamber is probably steel. And yeah, it is steel. That block, what is that actually? I think it's just a weight. It's just a weight. It does nothing. How much does it weigh? Could I drill a hole, fill up with mercury, give some more weight to the gun? Who knows? 40 grams. Okay. Well, that's just a weight. Okay, it doesn't do much. No, if the gun's too heavy, yeah, what would be the point of that? Why would you want more weight in the front of the gun? I mean, it doesn't take much to put some lead into a gun and fill it out, but I can't really think of why you'd want weight at the front, because that's actually going to tie your hand and prevent you from aiming properly. But at the same time, if it's too light, is it going to go around in the wind? No. Anyhow, so let's see, what else do I want here? Okay, what's the trigger made of? No, trigger's the same magnesium or aluminum. No, it's not. It's probably magnesium for some reason. I don't know why I'm thinking it is, but magnesium or zinc. Anyway, it's definitely not magnetic. Even these shafts, I don't even think they're made of steel. So pretty much only this barrel is made of steel. The screws, obviously. Well, obviously, they could be made of brass. Alright, I'm going to take off to the next part. I'm going to just take off these screws here and just take a look on either side. Oh, it doesn't want to focus on me. But in here it looks like there's some clear rubber that creates a seal. Yeah, so that fit together there. And these pins. These two together. Piece by piece I can take it apart. Okay, now to the last part here. This was a safety. Okay, yeah, this is where I take off the safety. So actually all this here is junk. Don't need any of it. Well, that was a sight. Guess I sort of do need that. But I don't think it, probably the plastic molding is good enough. It doesn't need to be calibrated. Never thought about that. You know what, this is really, they could have done a better job. I'm just looking up close, which you can't really focus on here, but the luminescence of the green plastic is barely there. Like, I'm not sure how polished it should be or how clear it should be, but it's not really useful. So I guess the light comes in from the side, or from this side. Light comes in from this side and you can see it from the other. So that's only works well if you have very good lighting outside. On a cloudy day like it is today, not ideal. It's actually just a couple degrees below freezing, -2, -3. And cloudy. Doesn't really matter actually how cloudy it is, no, how cold it is, but yeah, it would be great. And actually I'm looking at this here, rather than having it black plastic on the background of it, you could actually have it clear, or you could have it white, pardon, and that would reflect more light back into the tube, and then that would come out from this other side. Anyways, that's, I don't know. Nevertheless, I was looking at one thing I didn't quite pick up on, is how these pellets come in. And this is actually the most important part of the of this gun. It's actually not pellets, but the BBs. So, you can barely see here, but there's a bit of curvature. There we go. You can see that. That's where the pellets come in. So they get loaded in. The air gets loaded into this chamber here. And nevertheless, I was looking at one thing I didn't quite pick up on, is how these pellets come in. And this is actually the most important part of the of this gun. It's actually not pellets, but the BBs. So you can barely see here, but there's a bit of curvature. There we go. You can see that. That's where the pellets come in. So they get loaded in. The air gets loaded into this chamber here, and through a pushback of a part that I seem to have misplaced now. God, where did I put that? So there isn't that much garbage missing. Alright, I'm gonna go crazy now. Ah, here it is, because it's magnetic, that's why I lost it. This is the part that mounts onto the air chamber that mates with the component that loads the pellets. So now which way did it go? Oh god, I'm gonna have to find that out. Okay, it seems like I forgot one part of where it's going. I did find all the components that make up the part for the transfer of power from the air chamber. And here, so you have pressurized CO2 or air. Okay, so it's a gas actually. Then you have the pellet loading mechanism that I guess I pushed too far back, that comes in here, that, oh, maybe that's how it works. And each time the barrel comes back, it loads a new one from the impact. So what is this block for? What is that? Seems like it's fixed onto the chamber, or onto the barrel, and the shape of it allows for movement back and forth. Okay, it allows for movement back and forth. And just by the smell of the oil, yeah, it smells like machine oil, which is, I wouldn't think you'd want to use machine oil, but maybe it's because it's so much cheaper than actually using silicone grease, which is odorless. But I can't really tell. I think it's machine oil. And then again, how do I know? I'm thinking of castor oil, which is often used in Greece. It's like here actually on the side of railroads. They have something we call railway lubrication systems, and they allow for the wheels and the rail to be lubricated so that they make less noise and they have less wear and so on. But bears come along and they like the smell of the grease because there's a mix of soy grease and other things, and yeah, bears will be on the road eating the grease, and yeah, unfortunately they get killed. That's not really something really highlighted about the nature of the transportation industry, but that's a reality that you have these railway cars that leak like a sieve, and you have grain on all over the road, and the bears come by and eat it, and poof, they get hit. Yeah, that's some of the ways you don't really think about problems. And anyways, you're probably wondering, like, why am I talking about this and I'm taking apart a gun? Well, you know, I don't really want to kill animals. Yeah. Anyhow. But I was back onto putting this pistol back together. So let's see here. I guess I'm sitting down because I'm almost tired of holding this the whole time. Okay, this block is symmetrical, and I think I can put it back here. And I was going to stop and get some silicone grease or silicone lube, because I think it would do a better job of lubricating it rather than this petroleum grease. Okay, I'm going to stop this now, and I'm going to get that grease, and I'll be back in a minute. Alright, I'm back, and I just got myself some silicone plumber's grease. It's some polydimethylsiloxane, or siloxane. Actually, I've never heard the word spoken, so I don't expect myself to be able to read it properly. And I'm actually just noticing, I bought this here from Amazon.ca, and you know, there's actually no information in French, which I'm not sure if that would be a violation of consumer rights here in Canada. Anyhow, yeah, this stuff is great. You can use it for dielectric grease on your vehicle, for rubber boots and so on, rubber protection if you want to make your own water repellent, so you don't want to buy that Rain-X stuff for your windshield. You can use this, and it does the same thing. You just apply a thin layer to your windshield and just spread it on. It gives a bit of glare, but it works. And anyways, I'm supposed to get back to the gun, but yeah, this stuff is great. You want to make your own hammer tone paint. You mix it with xylene, and then you can get your different effects of hammer tone. Anyways, very, very useful stuff. I don't know why it's not advertised in this can as like, do everything with this. But yeah, I'm going to use it to lubricate the gun in a minute. Once I put it back together, if I manage to do that. But I think it's pretty easy. Well, I think it is. Anyways, I'll get back to that. So I was supposed to put the trigger back on, and that's where I guess I stumbled at one spot. So, got this one mechanism, the other block. I'm going to put that back in because I don't think it's that important here. I don't think it's that important. Maybe I'm wrong. Find out. So I'm going to take this carcass, put it back in, and see, where did this fit? Where did this thing fit? Well, no, if I have that there, that's going to slide back and forth. So I think this is going to slide back and forth. So if I put it here, so y'all still going to slide back and forth? Maybe less. And maybe there's actually a key on the other side here. Yeah, horrible black case. You can't see anything. I'd probably just go back to the original photo and find out where it is, but I don't think I'm going to go there right now because I want to put this back right. Well, if I did anything right here, I did have to take off the safety clip, which I guess is over here now. I didn't even see it, let it fall out, in order to get the spring back mechanism, and this should actually be engaged in here. So I don't think I got it working yet. That's not good. And I also forgot to put in this piece here, which mates... I haven't fired this enough times to know which way it comes in, but no, I can actually find out it comes in this way here because the BBs will go in there. Alright, well, I'm going to try that again and find out if I can get this. Alright, I'm going to try bear with myself. Bear. Okay, if you had any doubts, I can confirm with you that I am in fact an idiot. Well, yeah, I did manage to put most of the gun back together here. I haven't really finished the job. I see you got the weight right in place. That was the most difficult part. These right springs are here. This is the BB loading mechanism. And then in the front here, this part is going to go in to hold the springs into position. And this actually weight is it's actually pushing against the barrel to make sure it doesn't, making sure that the BBs and the barrel don't come forward and keep on loading in with the pressure of this spring. So obviously you need a much stronger spring down here. So what's missing all this? Okay, well, I haven't got the safety back in yet, and I'm not sure if this is worthwhile, but I'm going to put in back the barrel, and I probably, you know, I should check for one thing to make sure it seals properly, and there's not really much I can do about that. And I'm assuming just the pressure of the BBs will, or the BB gun itself, and the this block, this loading block, will be what it takes to maintain the seals. Until I probably maybe screwed all of that up. Well, we'll find out. As you can see, I have my silicone grease up here, and maybe just because it's above. Oh plumber's grease, -40 to 400 Fahrenheit. But if you're working anywhere below 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius, I'm not sure what this is going to do, really, because your water is going to be frozen. So yeah, nice to have somebody in plate armor, but Mr. Oatly, or Hercules, actually I see on the thing, but I thought it was Oatly brand. Nevertheless, yeah, oh, Oatly affiliate, there we go. Yeah, nevertheless, this is not ideal for plumbing below 0 degrees. All right, so I got, this is where the lock comes in. This is where the trigger can come in, but this is to actually load it, unload it, or unload or release a pellet and air. Why do I keep on saying pellets? Because I think I just first played with pellet guns. Before I put in the safety, I'm going to put back those pins. Am I going to expect much corrosion with this? Not really. Oh, this is a strike of genius. Look at that. This magnet is so good. It's just drawing springs from everywhere. So I'm going to put that a little bit further away, maybe next to the hard drive of the computer. Actually, I've tried that before. It doesn't really work all that well to erase a hard drive. Yeah, putting the loading mechanism back in. Okay, so it's together, and I have a recording. I'm not sure. I guess probably the best thing to do, but I'm not going to do tonight because it's dark out and I don't want to load a CO2 cartridge, probably because it's going to drain by the time I'm done. Well, by the time I'm going to fire it again. Could be a couple days, could be a week, I don't know. But actually it's not done at all. I should stop for a second and put it all together, but put the sight back in, have the springs. You can see there's a bit of sheen. That's because I put some silicone grease on it. And it's going to protect it somewhat. Don't want to put too much on the BB loading section. Not that it's going to get in the way, but I'd probably be better with a lighter silicone oil. So I put those 2 pins back in. I have the safety, which here you can see the red dot is exposed, and the spring is there, and that little clip. And yeah, I'll just put on the screws and, well, I guess I won't shoot it. Maybe I'll put that in another video if I get the motivation to do that tonight or tomorrow. Well, there you have it. I put it back together. And, you know, actually I realize I have very, very little understanding of how air guns work. Actually, you see this here, the barrel coming out, and recedes. Actually, I see there's a video delay on the screen, but I don't think that will translate in the video recording. But you know what? I picked up the instructions and I just looked at it, and actually I haven't read them before doing it. I thought it was going to be pretty self-explanatory. But as you go through this, okay, well, you have prior to operating, okay, never store a gun loaded, never store a loaded gun, how to operate, safeties, inserting a CO2 cylinder. Next you have fill the built-in magazine with a maximum of 21 BBs. Okay, oh, that's, oh, there it is. Then you have aim at a safe target, take off safety, and you'll have the red dot showing, fire, blah, 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 how to unload, put the magazine, remove the BBs from the magazine. Okay, CO2 characteristics. All right, I'm gonna turn to the other side. And Manual de operación, modelo 415 pistolas semiautomáticas de CO2. Únicamente cilindro de 12 gramos de CO2. Anyways, ok. Manuel d'utilisation. Et en fait, ça me surprend, il n'y a rien au bouton. Anyhow, what I was about to say is that there are no instructions on how to take this apart and how to maintain it. Like, I thought that's a first rule that you learn in any type of, like, maintaining and, like, a firearm or a weapon or anything, actually. Like, I don't care if I have this radio here. Why don't they have, like, the instructions which screws to take apart and, I don't know, the schematic, you know, how to fix it. Same thing with this air pistol. Like, it would make sense that they say, okay, how to operate. Like, first thing was I took off this screw here that I didn't show because I took it off when I thought it would be too boring to watch. But I took off the screw, and then with the 2 springs here, he had this little piece firing off to the wall, and I didn't look to see if there's any damage, but you know, that would be pretty good to know, that I wouldn't get hurt. You know, you buy a car, it would be good to know what are the parts that are most likely to fail, and they actually give you instructions, not having you to pay $50 or $400 for a service manual. It would just make sense. They have schematics, like they have drawings, like they have assembly and disassembly procedures with instructions on how much to torque bolts. Alright, that's my rant, sort of rant for today. Anyways, all I can say is don't buy this gun, it's a piece of crap.